And all right, I think it worked. We are live. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. And and I. Let me know in the comments. Give us a thumb or even a little heart to let us know that we're good to go. I was a little paranoid here, so I've got it. Okay, it does look like it's working. We already have a couple of people on, which is awesome. Let me just pull this up so I can monitor it. So here's what we're doing today. I have a very special guest. His name is Ryan, and I'll introduce him in a minute. And Ryan has been using the selective sequencing system and the Dream Home Buyer program for a couple of weeks now. He went through our trial process and it went so well, we've decided to continue after the trial. And for those of you who aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, I sort of revealed what we're doing with this system last Wednesday. So you can go find last Wednesday's video. If you're in the group, just go find the videos on the left-hand side, find last Wednesday's. And after we're wrapped up here, I'll go in, I'll edit the description. I'll put that in there. Andy says it's echoing. That's weird. I don't know why it would be echoing, but hopefully that's just temporary. Susan, Andy, thank you for hanging out. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to talk about Ryan's results in the trial process, and we'll answer any questions that you may have. So Ryan's full name is Ryan Mangold, and Ryan is Bob Mangold's son. We were actually kidding here. I've known Bob for at least 10 years now, so I remember Bob talking about Ryan playing high school baseball. And Ryan now is he's got his real estate license, and he's been selling real estate in Arizona with his dad and with his mom. It's becoming the family business because I think at least one of your sisters is licensed now also.
Yeah.
Right on. So Ryan obviously has, the benefit of having parents who are successful real estate agents. But Ryan, you're 23, 24 years old?
Yeah, I just turned 24, so.
Okay. And how long have you been licensed?
Since 2017, but
Okay.
I just got my license then. I didn't start truly working in it till probably like a year after that.
Right on.
So,
Right on. And Ryan has also used the auction platform that Bob has built out and that we have exclusively with our EXP team, and they've had some tremendous success with that. But we launched the Dream Home program on a trial basis for Ryan. I'm going to say three and a half weeks ago. Does that seem?
yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, and so we're doing the selective sequencing system, which is in Ryan's case, we're using video content. So we've got a video message, video content that we're using YouTube ads to drive traffic into a survey, a quiz sort of funnel. And we've got everything set up so that when someone completes that process, they flow into Ryan's KV Core, which KV Core is one of our many EXP benefits. You can buy KV Core if you're not with EXP, but it's extraordinarily expensive. I think it's $1,500 and $500, $1,500 set up and $500 a month. We get it included with our tech fee, with a bunch of other stuff as well. Regardless, we're having all of those folks flow into KV Core. We've got some automated follow-up that happens by email and text. But where I wanted to dig a little bit with you, Ryan, is what you've done when people have responded, how you've kind of worked with those folks, and then also some of the numbers of or the results that you've seen thus far. So when someone responds, well, I guess let me take a step back from that. are you proactively reaching out to the leads, or are you waiting until they respond and then you respond to them?
I'm they respond and I'm responding to them.
Okay. And it cut out there for a second. So you are actively reaching out to them?
No, I'm waiting for them to reach out.
I
And
gotcha.
so that once they reach out, that's when I'll pause the campaign or
Yep.
taking over.
Right on. So we're letting the system do the work and then stepping in, which is basically that's all I'm doing as well. Now, once you get to a point where you've got a good amount in there, you could proactively send like a mass text or a mass email to kind of re-engage any that you haven't been able to engage with yet. Where are you getting the most response from the what area are you looking in? Is that what's getting the most engagement?
I mean, I would say so. I'd say a pretty decent amount of people um, right away to the first thing.
Yep.
Um, and I've surprisingly had uh, a handful of people respond to the fifth or sixth reach out, and then reach back out to me. So um, people are responding on the first text, also on the fifth text. So people are still interested, along the
Yeah.
line.
Awesome. So for those of you who don't know, I described one piece I left out of the sequence in the system. So we've got in Ryan's case, we're using a video campaign on YouTube. We're driving them to a quiz or survey funnel. And once they complete that, we're putting them directly into KV Core. But we're also, once they complete the quiz, the survey, they're sent to a thank you page that encourages them to do one of several options. Number one, they can start a mortgage application right then and there. Number two, they can schedule a call with a Calendly link. Or number three, they can call or text, and we just put the number, in this case, Ryan's number, right in there. So we've also got that, and allowing them or making it as easy as possible for them to take the next step in the process. Now, I think I have the numbers right. I believe from your trial, you had somewhere like 18 to 20 leads. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, about there. I
Okay.
just was looking, and I think, I mean, we're either 3 weeks or just under 3 weeks, but I've got 32 total in there. Um,
Okay.
and of those 32, I spoke to 17 of them, and
Okay.
11 of them I've sent to my lender.
Wow. Okay. So that's where I was going to dig, into more specifics. So you beat me to the punch there. So over half of them you've spoken with on some level by text, probably. Have you talked to any of them on the phone? A few on the phone as well?
Yeah, I've talked to a couple on the phone, but for the most part, I'm following the script that you have, just asking those simple questions and then connecting them with my lender. And we're both kind of working together to, you know, tag them and follow up.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And so here's the cool thing is what I've experienced. I don't try to call them on the phone at all unless they call me. And I've had a few now that have called me because that's that they might be more comfortable with the phone. But for the most part, what my experience has been is you let the system do the work. If they engage with you, we've got a very defined sort of scripting process for just getting a little bit more information and driving them back to the lender. And you've got to have a good working relationship with your lender. That's imperative. And to be honest, that's something that you need to have in place, regardless of whether you decide to check out our this system or not. Like that's you have to have that in business. And then uh, they get them pre-approved and bring them back to me. That's at least how I'm working with. And a lot of times I don't talk with people on the phone until they're already pre-approved and we're ready to look at houses. And so it's a beautiful thing. And it's the way more and more people prefer to communicate. So we're allowing them to selectively choose the path that they would like to follow. So we have 32 leads, 17 that you've spoken with on some level, and 11 to your lender. Do we have any that are pre-approved yet, or where do we stand with that?
Yes, a couple are, and I mean, just I think some people are, just waiting some things out with just the situation we're in now. But the fact that this many people are still um, interested and looking to buy and are ready to go, um, it's exciting that there's this much action going on and still generating these amount of leads.
Right, and it would be impossible to project what would happen if we were in more, a more normal situation, for sure. But I can also say, just sort of anecdotally, I've gotten 5 or 6 leads through the system since Wednesday, since I shared the system on Wednesday with the group here and the on our coaching page, and already 2 of them are one of them is pre-approved, and we had a virtual showing on Saturday, and the other is there was a couple of things that they need to iron out that will help their credit. There was 2 small collections that they were going to pay off. So 2 out of those 6, even in Pennsylvania, where at least in Arizona where Ryan is, real estate is still deemed essential. So he can still conduct business, obviously with precautions and so forth. And I'm sure they prefer no open houses and that kind of stuff. But literally in Pennsylvania, we're not allowed to do anything, you know, have any contact with people. And regardless of that, we're still getting some results. So my point is, if we were in a more normal situation, his results may have even been better. And yet, regardless of that, he's had conversations with nearly half of these folks. A third of them have been sent over to the lender on some level, and that's a great. I mean, that's a great pipeline. All of this happening in less than a month's time. So that's really, really cool. So don't have a ton of people watching live here, but if you have any questions for Ryan or for myself about the process, now would be a great time. And if you have, if you're watching this after the fact, because once we're done here, it'll automatically be available on replay. Post in the questions, and if I don't know the answer, if it's something specific for Ryan, if I don't have the answer, I'll make sure to get with Ryan, or maybe even tag him, because I think Ryan's in the group now as well. But anything else that maybe I should have asked, or might be useful for people that are thinking about checking this out or trying this out, or anything for the good of the order that maybe we missed?
I mean, just my experience with it has been so easy, and just seeing leads flow into my KV core. And I had one person that wanted to talk on the phone, and other than that, I've just been texting and sending to the lender. Last night I was laying in bed between 8:30 and 9:30. I got 3 leads. One of them reached out, and it's my lender's reaching out this afternoon.
Yeah,
so it's like I'm sitting in bed. I ask them simple questions. I'm copying and pasting, and it's just the easiest thing. So
yeah, that's awesome. And what I've found is, so the initial email, or the initial outbound automated text, the script is very simple. It says, in Ryan's case, hey, this is Ryan Mangold with eXp Realty. Nice to meet you. Just curious, what areas are you looking to purchase in? And they'll tell you maybe the town or the school district or whatever. And then we just have a simple couple of questions to clarify, and we get into this interaction. And the next thing you know, we've got somebody that we've got over to the lender to work with, and yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Andy, hey Andy, why don't I'll do that as a separate separate question, but it was it was about the auctions, doing auctions with coronavirus. There are some creative things that people using the auction platform are doing for that. Um, and so I'm happy to dig into that. We can do that as a kind of a separate topic, a separate video. Um, Susan says, if you had to rank them, are they high or low level leads? Are they in your average price range? I would say it's hard to say high or low, but I think what she means is, what are you finding like price range wise? Where are they at?
I mean, they're solid buyers. I mean, they're not looking incredibly low to where you're like, I don't even think there's anything out there for you.
Yeah.
Um, so, and here in Phoenix, around the valley, there's kind of different parts that might be more affordable than others that you can kind of move around in. So, but the quality of leads are really good. These people are motivated, and I mean that's the reason they're reaching out. And if they're replying to my message, and between the information I'm getting from them over text and sending them to my lender, I'm able to send them some listings to excite them with this. My lender is able to talk to them to make them feel more comfortable with their financial side of everything. And I just think that's kind of the perfect, to get people going in the right direction.
Right on. So my experience, Susan, in my market is, I would say the majority are around the average price point. So your kind of first time home buyer price point, the majority, I would say between 10 and 20% for me end up being like on the higher, what I would classify as more of like a move up buyer, or you know, they're so my average price point in my county is 250, 275. So the majority are in and around that number, and then 10 to 20% are 300, 400, 500 in that range. Every market is different and unique, and there are things that we can do and play with to try and address that. Um, but that's kind of been my experience too with seeing some. So, well, Ryan, I am so grateful and appreciative that you were open to spending some time and sharing your experience. If you are, again, if you have questions or you would like more information about the selective sequencing system, reach out to me, send me a private message. You can comment here, email me, call or text me, whatever the case may be. And if you have questions for Ryan or for me, you can put them in the comments and we'll make sure that we kind of come back and address those. And I'm looking forward to seeing how these numbers sort of snowball for you the longer we're putting more people in. Because that's the other thing, the more seasoned, even though these are more higher intent, more motivated right up front, the more seasoned these become, you're going to find, as you mentioned, which is encouraging for people as well, you're getting a lot of people that respond later in the messaging, right? Like not even immediately, which again shows that maybe they just got distracted, right? They filled out the quiz and then they had a kid crying or something, or something happened, but that they're still still interested, still motivated, there's still intent there. So the longer we go, I think the better those numbers are going to become as well, which is even more exciting and encouraging as well. So thank you very much, Ryan. Hope you continue to stay healthy and safe out there and continue to crush it. And if there's anything at all that we can help you with, if you ever have a situation or a conversation that you need help with, I know you've got a pretty good objection overcomer there in your back pocket with your dad. But certainly, if there's anything that we can do to help you with this, or in general with KV Core or any of that stuff, certainly don't hesitate to ask.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate it and all the work you've been doing.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. And thank you all who spent some time with us today. If you have any questions, let me know, and take care and talk soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.